watching. You are watching.
You're watching. You guys are watching.
You're watching. Soulful discussion.
All right, so hi, how you doing today?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. So let's give the people some context on how we met, how we know each other now.
Okay, so I met you through one of my best friends, Delia. She just brought you into my life, and here we are.
Absolutely. And I approached you about what?
Feet.
And
Reflexology. And I forgot.
Mental health,
yes.
Absolutely. And so now you were kind of caught up on the feet thing. Like you said it, you repeated it maybe 10 times.
I did.
As we were walking over.
I did.
What about mental health? Like, are there any like topics that you research, you follow closely, anything like that?
No, but I do find it very important. Back in, I want to say 2018, I think that was a year for me where I had to fully feel every, I guess, emotion that I had harbored. So I'm a person that will be like, oh, I'm good. I've been told that a lot. And like, why won't you like share your feelings or your emotions or like open up to me? And I've always been like, nah, I'm good. And I think in 2018, I was pregnant with my second born son. And I think that just came to a full force. There was a point in time where at the job I was at LAX at the time, and I would cry, I think, 10 times per shift, and I only worked 8 hours. So that means I doubled up.
Yeah, you're bottling up all those emotions instead of sharing them.
For years and years and years.
Okay. So it's interesting because the topic that we're going to talk about today in terms of mental health, it has to deal with anxiety and depression. Mm-hmm. So it may be some helpful information there for you. What about reflexology? From what you were saying so far, I don't think you know what it is, right?
No.
Okay. You might have. Now, here's what I get from a lot of people. You may have heard it, but maybe it hasn't registered fully what it is. So we'll go in depth with that, okay?
Cool beans.
So let's get into these questions, okay?
All right, perfect.
What's something that you like that other people might find to be weird? And I'm using the term weird for a reason. It doesn't necessarily have to be weird, but something that other people might look at as strange.
I mean, I don't know. It is weird, but if I see a little kid with boogers in their nose, I have no problem like digging them out, and I'm chill. So I love it. I'm so satisfied.
So you're saying they're not your kid?
I mean, they have to be someone like I love. They're a part of my world. I'm not just going.
You're just going up to random kids.
No.
Okay. Has anyone ever made you feel insecure about your body or a body part before?
No, but I have an insecurity of my body part.
So you have an insecurity of your own?
Yes.
Okay. So you said nobody from the outside. You don't get that from the outside, but it's one of those things where you deal with. Is that something you deal with every day, or?
At one point in time, it was my arms. Like I hated my arms, and it could be literally August 15th, the hottest day of the year, and I would be in a sweater.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And we got you out here now. You
yeah.
Showing off the gun show and everything.
Yeah.
So you've moved past that. How did you get to a point where you got past that? I mean, I'm pretty sure it had to do a lot with working out. But what type of like steps did you take from a mental health standpoint?
Well, the thing is that I used to be big, even for my stomach and like my face, and the fact that I've put a lot of focus into that, all I have to do is put my mindset into the focus of working on my arms, and those results are going to show too. So eventually it's like, why am I like stressing myself out? Because I've proven to myself that once I put my mind to it, I can do it and I'm going to accomplish it. So
I see.
I'm like, it's whatever now.
Okay. If there was one thing you could change about yourself, right, and it doesn't have to be physical, what would it be? Somebody just came up and they said, hey, change whatever you want. They gave you the power to change whatever you want. What is it?
Maybe to save a lot more better.
Okay, so to be more financially responsible?
Yeah.
Okay, and is that something you struggle with?
I used to. I've become so focused in it last year. Maybe 2019 is where I started dibble-dab, like, okay, no.
Yeah.
And in 2020, I was like, nah, we're saving.
Yeah,
and now it's more comfortable, but I'm stronger in my career, and then I also have my side hustles where I'm like, I'm kind of spending money like a drug dealer, where I'm like, okay, let's not get comfortable again. So that's why.
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah.
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. These questions. How do you feel about your feet? What are your thoughts?
I love my feet.
Okay.
I've been told like if they had a foot fetish, they would like pay me for my feet.
Really?
Yeah, I've wanted to do that before.
Foot modeling is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have to be a foot model. Like I just shoot you with my foot pictures and
that's a foot model.
You
basically.
sell me some money.
But that's basically foot modeling though. So I mean, that's what some people have told you that you have.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you told me about a story while we were walking over.
Yes.
Could you please share that with the other people?
Okay, so when it comes to feet, like people are always like, "Oh my God, feet are girls, feet are girls." Like feet don't bother me at all. I used to work at Ross, and one of the security guards had asked me, he's like, "Take off your shoes, take off your shoes," and I just took them off. Like, okay. And he was like, "Oh wow, oh," and I was just like, "Huh?" And it's because I always like did my eyebrows, always had my nails done, stuff like that. So he was like, a lot of women don't take care of their feet because you don't have to always show them. So that just shows that you take care of the whole package.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I was like, oh, okay. And I really took pride in that. So now I just kind of look at people's feet like, oh, take off your shoes. Well, I don't do that. But I do deep down. I want to say that to someone like, take off your shoes, show me them. Okay. But I mean, last year, because of the pandemic, like they did take a toll. Yeah. Okay. And a struggle. But yeah.
Okay. So you've received compliments because you said that you've had people
in the past, yeah.
So, but wait, nothing recently?
Well, I do like cover them more. I haven't been out because of COVID. Okay. Like the world was shut down.
Okay, I see. So you've been covering them up more, but you have received compliments.
Yes.
Men, women.
Yes.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what are your feelings when you get a compliment from a man about that? How do you feel?
I'm like, thank you. Okay. And that's it.
What about when you get a compliment from a woman about that?
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So now, is there a difference in the feeling, or it's exactly the same?
It's the exact same.
Okay.
Like,
so now,
thank you for noticing that I paid $50 for these feet.
Now, what about in compliments in general? Not just about feet, but like if somebody compliments you in general, between a man and a woman, are those feelings different, or is it the same?
When it is from a woman, I'm more insecure. Like things like I'm not sure if they mean it. Oh. Maybe. I've been told that I don't take compliments well. Like, I see. So if you say like, "Oh, you look really pretty today," and I'll literally say something back saying like, "Haha, so happens when you shower," and then I'll walk away. But now I've grasped onto like, "Thank you very much," and like the extras behind it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So I started asking that question because someone who I interviewed before, she mentioned that a lot of times that women from a young age, you guys are taught to be in competition with each other, kind of hate on each other. So when you get compliments from women when you get older, it's like seems more sincere. Yeah. Whereas when you get compliments from men, sometimes it can seem like they're giving you a coin for something in return. Nah. Is there any truth to that, or do you?
You know what? I know a lot of women who do feel that way. Mm-hmm. Personally, for me, I don't like. Okay. You know, it's funny because I was smiling at this guy. He's like, "Oh, what's your number?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm married." He's like, "Why'd you smile at me?" I was like, "Cause it's hard out there." So I thought I just would smile.
Yeah, sometimes you just do it just because you don't know what somebody else is going through. Just to.
And I was just smiling because I was like, "This is the jam," and I was just smiling. So for me, it was whatever. So when men compliment me, like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah. I know originally maybe. When I was like 18, fresh out of high school, I went to a school that was predominantly non-black. Okay. So I wasn't really attracted to the guys there. So I was kind of maybe awkward when it came to being around guys that I were attracted to. They're like, "You're really pretty." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I think that was my first response. And he was like, "You act like you've never been told that." I was like, I mean, I have, but and he was just kind of like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Can I get your number?" I was like, "Okay, sure." But now it's like, I don't know.
So you're married.
Yes.
But for this question, we're gonna take you back to square one.
Okay, cool beans.
Okay. What would your thoughts be on if you started dating somebody who was into feet?
That'd be cool. I mean, I guess. I mean, just to experience it.
It'd be cool, you guess?
I mean, I'm not into like don't suck my toes, but I mean, if you're into
you're not. Wait, you're not into that. So you wouldn't want to experience that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'd be like, eh.
Have you ever experienced it before?
Nah.
So, I'm trying to understand this. Okay, you've never experienced it before. How do you know if you like it or you don't?
I don't think I'd like it.
Why?
Okay, I think maybe I have experienced it.
Okay. You think or you know?
I mean, I've lived a wild life.
So I'm trying to get, because so I get this a lot of times from people. They're like, "Well, no, I don't think I'd be into that." But it's like for anything in life, right? Let's say,
I'm ticklish, so I think I
you're
like,
ticklish.
Bah!
Okay, but
so that might be a
So
problem.
it could be ticklish, but it might not be, depending on how it's done. But what I would challenge you on is this, right? With foods and things like that you might, experience in life, right? How do you know if you like something if you don't try it?
This is true, right? Absolutely.
So to like automatically like close yourself off to the experience and be like, well, no, I don't think I would like that.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
And like I said, this is us going back. You're married now. We know that maybe that's not going to happen. But we're saying that you're not married at that point.
Yeah.
You're with somebody and they're into that. would you indulge?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure,
So
I'm
you
down. My grandmother told me you have to at least try everything twice, so
Okay.
you know you don't like it. And I just kind of looked at her because I was like, "Damn, how far are we trying this?"
Yeah.
But I've kind of tried to live like that.
Okay. So, in terms of when you first started dating someone, now when you first met your husband, I don't know how it was, but when you first start dating someone, when's the appropriate time for you to bring up the things you're into in terms of intimacy?
I would say it just would naturally happen.
Okay.
Like, I'm not about to have like 1 million questions, drill you. I just want to like vibe. I definitely believe in a vibe check.
So everything is a different experience depending on who it is.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no timetable for me. I just go with the flow.
Okay, cool. So how often do you get pedicures?
I like to, because of the pandemic, once a month now.
Once a month?
Yes, but before it was every 2 weeks on a Friday.
Okay.
Religiously.
So every 2 weeks before, 1 month, every month, once a month now.
Yeah.
How often do you wear open toe shoes, sandals, flip flops?
Open toe shoes all the time.
Okay.
I do notice that a lot of my life is kind of working out, so I'm more into closed toe shoes for the most part.
Exactly. You're on the go. You got to kind of protect yourself.
And I have 2 toddler boys, so it's easier to like run after them. But in a normal, I'll tell you a story. In high school, I used to wear heels every day, and when I'd forget my gym shoes, my teacher would make me run in heels. So I'm definitely, I'm definitely not afraid of like my toes.
You got Destiny's Child
for the most part.
Is that what this is? Because I heard stories they used to have to run around like the pool with heels on so that they could get used to like moving the heels.
Yeah.
So okay. How did you go barefoot?
Oh man, if I didn't have to wear shoes, I wouldn't.
Okay, so you're one of those people who just like.
Yeah, like right here, maybe because there's stuff all over it. Like I wouldn't, because I'm like, oh my, each step.
Yeah.
But like, say like in a driveway or whatnot, like my grandmother has like an easy driveway. I would literally just run, and then run back it. Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, all right.
I just wash my feet later.
All right. So now we get to this point. Can we see what your feet look like up close?
No.
Why not?
Because like I've left them be in a hot mess because I'm preparing for Vegas, so I'm about to be hot girl ready.
So I'm gonna challenge you now. Okay. So let's talk about the mental health that I was telling you that we're gonna talk about, right? So I got this idea from a guy that I was watching during quarantine on YouTube, and he was talking about DBT. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay, it's Dialectical behavioral therapy. Okay, and it's for people who suffer from anxiety, depression. People who like tend to not live in the moment. They overthink situations, right? So they're presented with a situation, they think about all the worst things that could happen from the situation. They don't think about a positive outcome. So for example, let's say you have a fear of approaching strangers. What therapists prescribe for those people, go out, do it over and over again, right? Get used to the uncomfortable feeling that comes with that, and when you start to feel uncomfortable, cope with it, okay? And then ask yourself, what's the worst that's gonna happen in that situation, right? You can't think of anything that's a threat to your life or to your safety. You should proceed because you could experience a good moment, right? So now with this situation that we're in right now, right? We know your toes are not done. Okay, now when your friend Delia came, hers weren't done either, okay? So we know that that's not done, but that's not the point of it. The whole point of this is an exercise to see, can you be comfortable? Even though that's not the case, can you use DBT, what I just told you about, to go through the process? Because what's the worst that's going to happen in this situation?
Everyone's going to laugh at me.
Everyone's going to, but how does that hurt you?
They're going to be like, oh my God, you're the girl with the toes. That was
Tell
crazy.
me how that hurts you.
Wait, and I'm going to tell you something. The girl who did my toes, she was in a rush. So apparently I got there really late. She's like, why'd you come so late? And you could tell she didn't put her passion in it. You could see these feet, but I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there.
It's okay. Like we're not here to judge. Okay,
you guys are here to judge.
We want to see if you can go through the process. Put them here.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah, come on, put them both here.
Look, no,
put them both here.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Here we go. All right, so they're out. They're out now. You've already gotten past that point. Okay. How are you feeling right now? How are you going through this? Put them down flat.
No.
Flat. What size do you wear?
An 8.5.
8.5. Does it vary depending on like
the
type of shoe, heels, and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay. So how are you feeling right now? I just challenged you, and then keep your feet up. We're gonna go through a couple more exercises, okay? How are you feeling in terms of going through that process, challenging you with the DBT? How does it feel now? You're out there.
I mean, it's alright.
It's already out there, right?
Yeah.
It's like pulling off a band-aid, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt at first, but then once you get through it, it's like, all right, I'm already
Maybe
here.
it's like a waxing.
Or waxing.
Yeah, that's pretty painful.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but once you do it, it's
over
done.
with. Yep.
Absolutely. So that's what I wanted to challenge you on. So now let's talk about reflexology. First, let me get you to extend your feet out so we can see the bottoms. Okay. and then flex them up this way.
I have sand in my feet.
That's okay. Were you at the beach?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine. We understand that. You're at the beach, so you're going to have sand on your feet.
Yeah.
So let's talk about reflexology.
Okay.
So reflexology deals with the different pressure points we have in our hands and feet. These pressure points correlate back to different parts of your body. So through massage, acupuncture, things like that, you can alleviate like stress and tension. Now, are you familiar with any of that?
No.
Have you ever heard of that? So you have different areas of like your foot and your hands that are called
that,
zones.
uh-huh.
Okay. So let's say, I don't know if you ever deal with migraines or anything like that. There's a portion of your foot you can massage that will alleviate some of that tension. That you're feeling. There's a portion of your foot that promotes good sleep. Like if you're having trouble sleeping, if you're sick, you have congestion in your lungs, there's a portion of your foot you can massage there. So reflexology can help in a lot of ways, and which would like prevent you from having to use over-the-counter medicines and things like that. So that's why I provide the knowledge. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
I'm for it.
You're for it?
The natural stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, would you ever go out, like if there was a reflexology specialist or whatever like that, would you go out and try that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now that we've reached this portion, I'll take a little shark.
I don't know.
Okay.
It depends on my mood. Does that sound crazy?
Yeah, it does sound crazy.
So like, if I'm like not in a good mood, like I'll just stare at you. And like, if I'm like chill, like that means I'm looser. Like, you know,
Okay.
I'm not as tense. Then my body's like,
Okay.
and I'm like heckling, chuckling.
Okay. Can we test it out on camera?
Sure.
Okay. We're gonna go right to left. One's usually more sensitive than the other. I want you to tell me which one and where the area is. Okay.
Okay.
So here we go. All right. Now we went all the way from her being very like unsure, but now we're here. We're doing it now. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and it's more at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, right at the top. Nothing in the arch.
Nah.
Okay, let's see. Nothing here, but right here is your tickle spot. Okay. Now let's see if the left one. I want you to tell me if this one is more or less. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. This one's more.
Yeah, it started like
Are
here.
you left-handed?
No.
Okay. So extend it back out again, because most people like it. Their predominant side
Yeah.
is usually the side that's more ticklish. So that's actually kind of interesting. Now I want you to try something for me, and you tell me if it's more or less. Okay.
Okay.
I want you to wiggle your toes and tell me if it's more or less.
Nah, it's all right.
It's less, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know why that is? Because your
I'm-
foot's in motion.
Yeah.
So I can't pick up on the sensation.
Yeah.
It's a constantly in motion. That's a trick for you if you ever go to pedicure and you're not feeling it, just wiggle your toes a bit.
Yeah.
Let's try the left, okay? This one was the more ticklish one. Let's see. All right.
I'm
Now,
good at managing.
if you could rate this in terms of like the sensation from the right side, what's the number? 1 out of 10.
That one was like a 6.
A 6.
Yeah,
And then this one over
9.
here, it was a 9.
Yeah.
Really? Now, when you did the movement,
It
what
was
was
less.
it was less. What was it, like a
Yeah.
7, 6?
This one, when I was wiggling my toes, it was like a 4.
Oh, 4, really? What about this one?
And then this one was like a 6.
A 6? It was
Yeah.
still a 6, so it
Yeah.
was still high.
Yeah.
Oh, that's odd. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me
pretty
get you to
odd.
do a couple exercises. This is to test if you have any ligament damage or if you have any possible bone damage. Okay, so let me get you to bend your toes over, make a fist. Do you feel any pain or discomfort from that?
No.
Okay, relax. Okay, spread your toes. Tell me if you feel any pain or discomfort.
No.
Okay, relax. Now just wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel any pain or discomfort from that. Pretty easy to do. It's not hard. None of those moves are hard. Cool. So I have everybody do that because I interviewed a lady before, and she actually, when I had her bend her toes over, she felt like a sharp pain down the side of her big toe. And it's usually a sign that like you've torn something, you broke something. And she said she actually stumped her toe like the week before. So yeah,
That
when she
makes
did that,
sense.
and she didn't even have any idea. So when we did that, very beneficial for her. All right. So let's get to the end of the interview. Okay. So now look, you went through it. All right. You went through it. You were a little bit apprehensive at first, but you went through it. My approach to you, right? When I came up and I asked you to do the interview from the get-go, what was it like? Was it good? Was it bad?
It was super great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. In terms of the interview itself, from beginning to end, did you see how everything was going in the line? Did it make sense to you? And did you learn anything new?
I thought it was really, really cool. Just like the start of the conversation kind of gave me an idea. I like the fact that I was surprised. I had no idea what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just naturally flowed.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Okay. Did you learn anything new from the experience?
The fact that when you like crunch your toes and you feel less pressure.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I even like thought about that to even be a thing.
Yeah.
But it makes
Motion.
sense.
Motion
Yeah.
changes everything. The last thing I have everybody do, in terms of from a mental health aspect, right? maybe a life lesson that you learned or some wise words of wisdom that you can say to my channel that could be helpful to them?
I know for myself, I write how I feel. I do a lot of journaling, and then I also like look in Psalms, the book, and I like literally like look until I find something that matches. That's
helpful for you.
Yeah, that I match. Yeah, but I do a lot of journaling.
Okay, I like that. And you know, so for people who deal with DBT, who are prescribed that, they actually tell you to like write down in a journal, like what your experience was or whatever, so that when you have like situations that come up in the future, you can go back and look at it and say, oh, okay, well, this is how this went, and you can like basically experience something good over again. So yeah, it's absolutely great. So thank you so much coming out. I know it was hard. She started with the shoes on, shoes are off. She was a little bit uncomfortable because they're not done, but it's okay. Why? Because nobody's ever 100% ready. Life comes at you like fast paced, right? And so you got to be able to adjust. Thank you for going through it. We hope that you have a great one, okay?
Thank you.